1 year of just locking in was all it took for me to go ahead and make it in trading. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my entire journey step by step, and I'm going to reveal my whole story. Wallahi, like today is just, I'm letting it all out. The plan that I had, the routine that I had to get myself back on track, and what the journey felt like, and what each and every different stage of the journey was like for me. So for those of you guys out there right now, you'll be able to relate to this video. You'll be able to realize, okay, I'm at this stage and that's what I'm probably expecting to happen next, XYZ. I'm gonna give you guys my whole story on how I went ahead and made it, every single stage, what every month was like. I remember these things like the back of my hand. What November last year was like when I was on the grind, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys everything, yeah? So let's get straight into it. So before I go ahead and actually get into it, make sure you guys go ahead and watch this video to the end, please. It just helps me on the algorithm or something like that. I'm gonna be dropping you guys key lessons and so many gems that the guys at the top won't ever go ahead and say. I'm a straight up guy, I got nothing to hide. Wallahi, I'll tell you guys the realities of it. You guys know me, straight up. This is nothing but raw, unfiltered, the truth. I got nothing to hide. So we're gonna get straight into it. Bismillah. So cool, July 2024, I dropped out of school. I remember these times that I was trading and I passed my first ever funded account. I dropped out of school, I went all out on trading. I thought, yep, this is it. This is the grind, this is my life. I chose it now, I wanna start trading. This is stage one of the journey, where you pick up from the grind and it's cute. It's like, yeah, you come home, you trade, you go to do your gym, you hit a little 1 to 2 on your evaluation, and life's going well, and you know you're not profitable, but it's nothing's wrong in your life. Like you're comfortable, you're all right. Around October times, I started to look online and realize, right, it's been a year since I've started trading. Obviously, I was never taking trading too seriously back then, but I've been trading for a year now, still just messing around with evals, whatever, and I haven't made it. I'm seeing people make their first payouts within months, and I'm out here, I've never made a payout before. And then I was like, okay, something's off. Like, what's going on? And it's to see these people online, and this is stage 2, when you realize that you've been messing around, you haven't locked in, you've just been wasting time, and you end up getting this hunger within you to go ahead and go get more in your life. Does that make sense? That's where I was at then. Stage 3 after that is you actually end up locking in. That was probably around, October, November times last year is when I seriously locked in. I started backtesting a lot more, I started to take trading a lot more seriously and actually try to refine my strategy, etc, etc. The hunger is real. That is the point where you feel hungry for it. You actually want success. Like, it's not cute anymore. It's not a joke anymore. It's like, yo, I actually need to make this work. I've got no backup plan. I dropped out of school, I ain't got a job, I ain't got money in my bank account, I need to make it out of the shed. I'm living in a shed. I used to live in a shed. For those of you guys that don't know, my bad. Throughout this whole entire process, I was living in a shed, and you guys can go ahead and watch the video right there on the screen. You guys will see the video of me moving out of that shed. Nevertheless, I was realizing that, yo, I've got debts I need to pay off. I'm living in a shed. I'm broke. I have no money. I'm out of shape. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm a joke, man. I'm at my lowest point I'll ever be in my whole entire life, and it annoyed me. It actually annoyed me. I'm seeing people go to move on, and they're going to college, and they're doing all these things, and they're getting an apprenticeship, and they're going to university, and they're getting jobs, and I'm out here, and it feels like everyone's gapping me. And that's just the people that I knew in real life. And then I would go on social media and I'll see that he's moving out, they're moving out into their new apartments, they're getting a new car, they're doing XYZ, and it would burn me inside. But that fire there that I had, that's what kept me going. That's the fire that ended up making me lock in. Straight after that was stage 4, the worst stage I could ever think of in my entire life, rock bottom. And I remember last year on the dot, a year ago today, November 2024, I was at my lowest point in my whole entire life. I was a bum, I had no money in my bank account. If anything, now I'm in overdraft. I had like minus £21 in my bank account, I'm in debt. I haven't paid off my debt. It was a low point, man. It was a low point. There were points where I was so close to breaking down. I don't think I ever cried, but it broke me down mentally, man. I remember how low I used to feel. I used to feel so weak. I used to feel so powerless. I used to feel so low. I used to feel neglected. I used to feel like a reject. I felt like a disgrace. I felt like an absolute disgrace. And I remember as well, I promised my dad I was gonna go ahead and do XYZ for him, give him £10,000 and buy him this car and make it all work out. And I didn't do any single one of them things. I remember my dad used to look at me as a failure. He used to look at me in pity, like, this is the son I raised. When I used to go in the house to go get food, he'd look at me like, you're such a letdown. You're a smart kid. I used to be smart in school. He could tell he was ashamed of me. Same with my mum. She was like, what are you doing with your life? You're wasting your life with this trading thing. Go get a job, go get a degree, do something that will actually pay you, get a real job, get something that actually gives you money. No one saw the vision. And that's when everyone was doubting me, and I was doubting myself as well at these times. I remember it was like someone's birthday or a special occasion happened, and everyone's going out. My whole family went out. I was the only one that stayed in that shed, and I used to think like, bro, I haven't made it. Why am I gonna go out and go enjoy time? I don't deserve this time. This is where I need to lock in. I used to just be that, wallah, I used to just look, I was locked in. No one can say to me when I was on my grind I wasn't locked in, because wallah, 12-hour days in that shed, backtesting, working on my strategy, trying to figure this trading thing out, trying to make it all work out. And I remember my family members used to come to me and say to me like, bro, what are you doing, you're a bum? Like, go get a job, go get an apprenticeship, you're a smart guy. By the time you scaled up in that apprenticeship, you'll be making 50k a year. Like, bro, you'll be lit, you'll have your own place, you can go ahead and get a mortgage and move out and XYZ, and never made sense to me. I remember when they used to say that advice to me, I used to sit there, I used to just listen to them. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a cute plan. Not a plan that I'm trying to go ahead and do, because I know what I wanted in life. I knew from day one what I wanted in life, and this is living proof. I'll bring you guys with me on this, yeah? You guys can see over here, I ended up writing out all of my goals that I ever had in my whole entire trading career. And I'll show you guys the realities of this. Let me just cover out my name with my hand real quick. Ignore the mess real quick, but I ended up writing this 28th of November 2024. And what is it now? It's like the 13th of November or something. My goal was to pass and get a payout by February 2025. 100k funded by February. Payout on the 100k by April. 200k funded in July. 1 million funded in November. And if we go over here, again, these are all my goals for 2025. I used to just read this every single day. Trade like you're profitable every day. Every time you're about to crash out, remember. Cause I used to crash out. I used to be a little crasher. I used to overtrade every single day. Every time you crash out, remember you're gonna thank yourself if you just wait. That's one step closer to achieving these goals. Don't overtrade. Again, same goals in terms of passing and getting funded, etc, etc. Moving out of the UK, 50k followers across every single platform. Alhamdulillah, I hit that. And by the way, I want you guys to remember, when I've written out those goals over there that I just showed you guys, I had no money in my bank account. I was flat broke. I had like probably like 5,000 followers, if I'm not mistaken, like 5,000 followers. And I just put the bar up, and I'll show you guys a video on the screen that you guys can see, like when I wrote those goals down. Mark my words, all them things will be done. Got 1 year. All of these goals here that you have planned out, achieve them, make them come true. Get out of here. Don't be here in 365 days. Don't be here. Again, another thing as well, this whole entire process wasn't luck. It was mapped out. Like I had a clear, envisioned plan on how I was gonna go ahead and do this. I literally went to the shed today to go ahead and visit my mum, and I saw these, like I walked into the shed and I completely forgot. I wrote out these goals and I put it on the wall because I used to have it on the wall and I used to read it every day. Again, you guys, yo, I said this in my other video, actionable step that you guys can go ahead and take away from this video. Get a pen and paper, write down your goals, write down how you're gonna go ahead and do it, how you're gonna go ahead and achieve these goals, put deadlines, have that stuck up on the wall and read that every single day. That will help you achieve these goals, trust me. Nevertheless, when I went back to the shed today, ended up walking in, seeing these pages, and I saw all the books that I had. I will show you guys now. Give me a sec. All these books that I used to go ahead and write on, right? I used to just go ahead and journal. I was a serious journaler. I used to go ahead and write where I am, where I need to go ahead and be. There's probably more in here. And I had a clear plan, man. And the best thing about the plan was I would constantly update the plan on how things are going, etc, etc. That's one thing that really helped me. I set deadlines, and alhamdulillah, I've managed to achieve every single goal that I've set out for myself in the time that I've set out for, type thing. Nevertheless, so yeah, November, flat broke, and I had a plan, and this is when I realized, okay, I need to seriously prove these guys wrong. I need to seriously do something about my situation. And that's when I started planning, that's when I started journaling, and that's when I started to really realize that, yo, you need to get out of the situation. Okay, how are you gonna get out? Started to do a lot of self-improvement activities. And when I was at rock bottom, I knew one thing I needed to do to go ahead and get out of the situation that I'm in is get a routine. I'm about to drop you guys the ultimate routine that I went ahead and used when I was on my come up that allowed me to go ahead and make it. If you guys follow this routine religiously, wallahi, you will go ahead and make it. It's inevitable. Success is inevitable. So me personally, I never used to be able to sleep at night, so I'd stay awake till tahajjud. Pray tahajjud, pray fajr, do your morning adhkar. When you're doing tahajjud, put your head on the ground and make dua to Allah for all these things that you want. Again, another thing as well, align your purpose with the akhirah. We're gonna touch more up on that in a second. But nevertheless, tahajjud, may Allah keep my intentions pure, but I was praying tahajjud every single day. It got to a point where if I ever missed tahajjud, wallahi, it felt like I missed a whole prayer. You know how people pray 5 times a day? I was praying 6 times a day. May Allah keep my intentions pure. Nevertheless, tahajjud, fajr, morning adhkar, I'd probably go sleep then, wake up for London session, trade, blow an account or something. After London session, I'd go ahead and record some content or go to the gym. I'd probably chill around for a bit, go on a walk or something, because I never used to go out like that, so I'd have to go on walks to keep myself healthy. Come back, trade in New York. And by the way, the reason why I was trading so much is to get my market experience up. I wasn't trading every single day on a funded account. Sometimes I was paper trading, sometimes I didn't have a funded account to trade, so I had to paper trade. But every day I was trading so I could build experience. Nevertheless, once again, come home, record some content, just back test like an animal, an absolute animal. Wallah, I used to back test so much, it's not a joke. It was not healthy, wallah, it wasn't healthy. Throughout the whole entire process, I used to do a bit of meditation, 10 minutes of meditation every single day. I used to sit down and do some adhkar, take some time to go ahead and show some shukr to Allah for all the things that I've been given. Even though I didn't have a lot back then, but I was still healthy, I was still young, I still had everything I needed. Read 10 pages of a book, do a few more self-improvement activities, and yeah, that would take up most of my day. I'd try to keep myself busy. That was around November times where I locked in and I got my routine back in check, and I got my life sort of back on track. Even though I didn't see any results, I understood that at least I was back on track. That's the most important thing. And then I remember December times hit, and I just started working like an absolute animal. I started doing 12-hour days, back testing, etc, etc. Around these times, this is where I really started having my big breakthrough in life. This is like the start. This is like the lowest point I ever went. November was the lowest point, but December is where I started to see some good things going on in my life. Now, before I go ahead and tell you guys how I end up having my big breakthrough and the honest truth, and I'll tell you guys straight, the honest truth. I'm gonna tell you guys what it felt like before and after and during the big breakthrough. Before, once again, I had that severe doubt. And that's one emotion I'll never forget how it feels, that doubt that you have when you're running. I remember watching a video from Yerimi. He was saying the last lap is when you're running with severe doubt running through your mind. I used to listen to that video every single day. I used to go on a little late night walk, put my headphones in. My mum would be like, where are you going? That is exactly how Yerimi said it in the video. I'd say I'm going for a walk. Yeah, I used to go on a walk, put that video on and just listen to it. It was the only video that gave me hope. And I'm praying that this video here will give some of you guys hope, that you guys can go ahead and listen to this, maybe while you're on your walk or something. It was so true. That last lap is when you're running with severe doubt. going through your mind. I remember this is the way I used to think when I was at rock bottom. I used to think every time I'd win, don't get gassed. Don't get gassed. Why? Because a big loss is gonna happen. It's gonna wipe out all of them wins. And it would happen. Don't get twisted. Like that's how life went. It's not like it wasn't an emotion. That was the reality of my life. Every time I'd win, I'd get absolutely wiped out by a big loss. So whenever I did win, whenever I did go ahead and pass phase 1, I would never get gassed because I know I'm gonna fail with phase 2. And that's what ended up happening. So yeah, these times wallahi, I could not sleep at night. I'm generally doing all-nighters, and not because I don't want to sleep, it's just because I physically can't sleep. And when I couldn't sleep, I'd go on my PC in my shed and I'd just go ahead and backtest. Now around December times, I'm realizing, cool, it's New Year's. Like you were meant to get out of the shed a long time ago. You're still in the shed. You need to get out of it. Like time is going. Look how much time is going. You haven't made any progress. So I went even more hungry. I wanted it even more. I started to do more things for it. I started to work out more. I started to make sure I was eating clean foods. I started making sure I was training right in the gym. I was tracking my exercise in the gym, making sure I was breaking records, etc. I raised the bar essentially. I put in more work. Another thing as well, at this stage when you go ahead and you lock the flip in and you put your foot down on the gas, you start to realize that loser's mentality needs to go. That mentality that whenever something good happens, don't get gassed. You're gonna lose. The loser mentality goes. You eventually become so angry and so annoyed and so frustrated, you start to realize, okay, bro, no one's coming to save me. If I don't believe in myself, no one's gonna believe in me. I need to be on my own side here. You start to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. The thing that used to keep you up at night, it no longer stresses you out. You become detached. You start, this part is where it kind of kills your emotions. And it's a weird phase because it's not normal. It's not normal for people to go through this. The numbers don't affect you anymore. When you blow accounts, it doesn't really hit you as much. You start to realize that your mindset needs to change. And that's what happens throughout this process when you become really hungry for it. You know what you want, you know what you need to do. You figured it all out. You just know time is the only element left. Yeah, around these times in December, coming up to New Year's, I'll tell you guys straight, a prop firm ended up reaching out to me, Breakthrough Capital. Shout out to Breakthrough Capital because wallahi, they're actually a good prop firm and Kareem is my best friend. Yeah, so shout out to them. Reached out to me, he goes to me, yo, you have a platform, you bang views. I was doing good content back then. I was posting often as well because I had nothing better to do. I was hungry for it. Like, you could see it in me. He goes to me, yo, you're banging views. Let me give you an account for free. Trade the account. If you make a payout, you make a payout. Document your journey. Why wouldn't I take this deal? This is. I have nothing to lose. Does that make sense? I'm at rock bottom. This is all win. Like, so I took the deal. Call me a sellout. Call me whatever you want. They're prop from wallahi. They pay out. I've seen Kareem multiple times give 5-figure payouts. And wallahi, he's not faking none of this. Took the deal. Promoted the prop firm. I was not even promoted, I just documented my journey with them. And yeah, because this account was for free, I think that's what helped me so much. Because I didn't have to pay for the account and he gave it to me for free, my psychology was so much more at ease. And the main thing as well why I was unprofitable for so long wasn't because of my technical analysis, it was because of my psychology. How I fixed my technical analysis was through all of that backtesting and journaling and gathering data, which I teach inside of Project 30. And my psychology as well, I teach more inside of Project 30. But the main reason why I was unprofitable was because of my psychology. Also, for those of you guys that don't know, Project 30 is a 30-day module which teaches you guys how to trade from the ground up. I'm not trying to force you guys to go ahead and buy it and sell it. Wallahi, I make more money off trading than I do off my course. All I'm going to simply say, wallah, for your guys' benefit, go on the website, it's going to be a link in the description, check through the pages, it might be able to benefit you. We've got countless students funded, this is generally for your guys' benefit. But yeah, feel free to go ahead and check that out. Nevertheless, as I was saying, he gave me an account, ended up passing phase 1, but I blew the phase 2. And obviously at this point, Kareem, like, he came to me and he saw I was doing good content, he saw I was actually documenting my journey and I wasn't pushing like hardcore, a buy here or buy here, I was generally just documenting my journey with them. And he goes, you know what, I want to keep you on board, I'll give you another account, trade this account, and yeah, let's see if you make a payout. This one passed phase 1, passed phase 2, secured my first ever payout, alhamdulillah. By the way, before this, I did manage to secure payouts, but I never ended up withdrawing the payouts because I got too greedy and I just wanted to make more and more and more. So this payout was my first ever payout, which I didn't get greedy and ended up request my payout. Cool, now I've got a decent amount of money to my name. Like, I remember having a couple grand. I was like, yo, I went from £0 in my bank account to overnight Kareem transferring me directly to my bank account a couple grand. I was gassed, I was over the moon. I remember around these times when I first ran into money, I cleared off all my debts that I had. I bought myself some new clothes because I used to have holes in my clothes. Sort of put some money into like my equipment, whatever, made my shed look a bit better for my content creation. Made a couple more payouts, time went on, I was making more payouts, I was buying more evaluations, I was getting more funding. And I remember at this point in time, my mum had debt that she needed to pay off. And I came my intention to pay off what I'm about to say, but I came up to, I remember I had £3 grand to my name at the time. I had £3,000 on the dot in my bank account. My mum's debt was £3,000. And I remember giving, and she doesn't even know this, and she's gonna laugh when she sees the video, end up paying off her debt. And I remember when I gave up that £3,000, she thought I had more money behind me. She asked me as well when I was giving the money, like, are you gonna be alright? Are you gonna be comfortable? Are you sure you have enough money? Wallah, it's my last, I remember having like £50 in my account after clearing her debt. And the way I gave the £3,000 was like I had £3 million in the bank account. You see some people, when they go ahead and give money, it's like, oh, I won't be able to pay my bills. And some people move switch when they're giving £30, £300. I gave every single penny like it did not mean nothing to me. And I remember, wallahi, when I gave it, I was not stressed whatsoever. And I remember looking at my mum as well. I was like, is this money I'm giving you? Wallahi, I'm gonna make it back. I said, watch, I'll make it back. I'll make it back tomorrow. What did I go ahead and do? The very next week, I made it back. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys the story is to remember your purpose. You see, when I was living in that shed and I was doing tahajjud every single night and I was asking, I was begging Allah, Ya Allah, give me a risk, give me money so I can go ahead and clear my mom's debt. She's stressing, she can't sleep at night. Give me a risk so I can go ahead and help my family out. Give me a risk so I can go ahead and pay for the bills. My mom can't pay for the bills, she's struggling to buy food. And Allah had finally given me that risk. Was I gonna go ahead and throw that all back in Allah's face and not go ahead and help my family out when my family blatantly need help? No. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go ahead and go absolutely broke and clear whatever debts your family might have or give all your money to your family. No, be reasonable. Me personally, the reason why I done that is because it didn't affect me. I'm not scared. I wasn't scared of going broke. And I had full trust in Allah that I'd make the money back. Because Allah says, and He describes charity in the Quran as if it is a loan that Allah will repay back to you. I knew the money would come back to me. Every time I've given, wallah, every single time I've given in the name of Allah, wallah, it has came back to me in abundances more. And very quickly. There was never delays in it. Very, very quickly. That's for me personally. You might get delayed and Allah might test you in your way. But for me personally, Allah gave it to me very quickly. Nevertheless, cool. Throughout this stage is where I really built a bond with Allah. I started to really, I was at peace in my life. Once I made that money back that I gave someone, plus profit by the way, within like the next week, I ended up booking flights and I went to Umrah. Now, this Umrah was when my life really started to change. Around these times I was making a couple grand a month. Like it was a normal salary, 3, 4, 5k a month, 6k a month maybe. I was doing like a good monthly salary for a good 9 to 5 type thing. Like I was doing good money, but it was not a serious breakthrough. And bear in mind, I'm still on this rocket that's going up. Don't get twisted, the money was good. For a guy that was living in a shed, had no expenses, just helped his mum out with a few bills, like making a couple grand a month was amazing. But when I went Umrah and I came back, that's when my life truly started to change. And my advice to you guys as well is if you have 1,500 to 2,000 pounds in your bank account, go to Umrah, go broke. Don't be scared about making the money back, or don't be scared about how you're going to pay XYZ. Of course, if you got a kid or wife or something, don't go broke. Pay your rent, whatever. But if you've got 1,500 pounds, and by the way, I went Umrah twice and that's the most I spent, 1,500 pounds. But if you've got 1.5 to 2k to spend in savings, wallah, spend it every single penny on Umrah. You will make the money back, wallah. Nevertheless, I ended up booking my flights, went Umrah, came back, and that very month I hit my first ever 10k a month, and I was like, what? This is insane. And these times I'm clearing multiple like 10k months. I haven't hit the multiple 5-figure month yet, but I'm consistently making 10k a month. It was insane. I remember having that much money and I didn't know what to do with it. And with that came the mistake that I'm about to tell you guys to not go ahead and do. When you get the money, first of all, don't forget your purpose. That's the most important thing. You can go broke, don't forget your purpose. The second thing not to do, don't go broke. That's what I done. Around these times, it's around, I think April, I became $500,000 funded, I believe, and I ended up blowing 400k in funding. One of the times was because I got way too greedy, and the second time was because I broke some stupid rule. Now when I lost my funding, I ended up going ham on funded accounts. And wallah, I'll say it right. You see all these people that hide their losses. Wallah, I'll tell you guys my losses straight. These times I had like 10k stacked to my name. Wallah, I blew the whole entire stack on funded accounts. 10 grand on funded accounts gone down the drain like that. Okay, maybe not 10 grand. It was like probably like 6, 7, and then 3 grand went to help in XYZ and just paying off whatever. But yeah, I spent all my money on funded accounts. Bear in mind, these times, by the way, I'm still locked in. I'm not going out. I'm not partying. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing none of the stuff. I'm just a locked in guy. I'm just trading. I'm just working on my business. I'm just focusing on content, trading, scaling, and just doing as much as I can. Blew my whole stack on funded accounts. And I remember that month, was it June? It was June or July, around these times, because this was like over a 2-month period I blew my whole stack, and I wasn't making anywhere near as much money as I was because I was spending so much. But I remember in June or July, my card declined 18 times that month. All these guys are facades online, I'll tell you guys straight. A guy like me, a guy that's now making multiple 5-figure months, a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, his card declined 18 times. Yes, wallah, I'll tell you guys straight. The reason why I'm not scared to say this is because I've overcome it and I know how to never get there again. And I'm channeling you guys so that someone maybe will listen to this video and watch this video and you will not make the mistake I made. The mistake I made was I had poor money management. I was not grateful for what Allah had given me. Allah had given me money. I was doing good things with it, don't get twisted. I was still giving charity. I was still fulfilling my purpose, but I was wasting that money. I was buying funded accounts, full porting and gambling. I was showing no gratitude to this risk that Allah has given me. Allah had given me an opportunity. Buying a funded account, that's an opportunity. And I showed no gratitude to it. I just threw the opportunity down the drains and I was gambling. There's no barakah in gambling. So what did Allah do? Allah took away every single penny in my bank account and He made my card decline 18 times that month. And that's when it really hit me and I took a step back. I was like, how did I get to this stage where my card's declining 18 times? I got a payout coming in. How did I get back to rock bottom? How did I get back to square one? And I remember thinking throughout this process, like, no, this is my generational run, done, I'm done. This is where it all ends. I'm not profitable. I wasn't profitable. It was just a good little couple months that I was running good, and this is the end of OneFX. And I felt like such a sellout. And then I remembered Allah is just simply teaching me a key lesson. That's to show gratitude for this money that He's given you. So what I do, I got my pen and paper that I just showed you guys over there that I go ahead and journal with. And I wrote down, cool, from now on, 30% of your money you're going to go ahead and save. You're not going to touch that money under any condition. You're not going to touch it unless you have a very big reason to. 20% you're going to put it to this. 50% you can go ahead and invest it. And that's why when I done that. I set up my Monzo business bank account. Automatically, whenever I'd get paid, 50% of my money would go aside. And 50% I'd go ahead and invest. These times as well, another key lesson as well, by the way, I forgot to say this. When you run into money, what's the first thing you guys remember? Make sure you're making notes, by the way. Oh my days, I forgot to say this. Make sure you guys are making notes. Get a pen and paper right now. Start the whole video again and go ahead and make notes from the beginning. The first thing, when you guys go ahead and run into money, don't forget your purpose. Remember why you wanted that money in the first place. Remember why you needed that money in the first place. Second thing, Don't go broke. Third thing, manage your money well. Don't be that guy that throws all his money down the drain. And when I say manage your money well, I just simply mean make sure you're saving something at least, and don't spend your savings, because the second you start spending out your savings, you're going to be spending out your savings. Does that make sense? Fourth thing, this is the most important thing. Do not fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. I remember a guy came to me once and he says, yo, I'm making 2-3K a month of trading. I want to start spending the money. How much should I withdraw from my crypto wallet into my bank account? I said to him, bro, realistically, when you first run into money, your expenses are going to be low, because when you're broke and you first run into money, your expenses are just naturally going to be low. You're broke. But don't fall into the trap of just spending all that money. Invest your money, cool, but don't start eating at bougie ass restaurants, getting a nicer car just yet. Wait, hold it off. Don't fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. That's one mistake I never did, and it's the reason why I'm here right now. So cool, a couple grand ended up landing from a payout that I had, and alhamdulillah, that was the last time, and inshallah the last ever time my card will ever decline. And I remember with that last bit of money that I had, what did I do? I went ahead and went Umrah again. Right, I booked my flights, I went Umrah with my brother SB. Wallah, it's my guy. SB, you're watching this, I love you. And I remember reading a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ says, Umrah to Umrah increases your risk. Aqsim billah, that is the most truthful thing I've ever heard in my life. Because I went from being flat broke the month before my card, in July, my card declining 18 times or whatever. So now just a couple grand landed in my account. I spent majority of it on Umrah, probably like 70-80% of my money, my stack on Umrah. I had like a couple £100 left to buy another funded account for when I came back. I came back and that month I made, I think, my first ever 20K month. It was a multiple 5-figure month. From making 10K a month consistently to going broke for like 2-3 months, card declining 18 times, to over one Umrah trip, which was a week long. Can we really deep this? 10K a month consistently for a couple months, flat broke, going flat broke because anything I'd make, I was just spending all my money, to then over 1 week of Umrah trip, coming home and that month making 20 grand. It hit me. Obviously 20 grand now is nothing, but it's like, it was insane. And that was generally the power of Umrah. And yeah, after the Umrah trip, I started stacking my money like really good. I was not spending anything. I remember when I did hit my first ever 10K month, that month I spent like £200 on myself. That's just to put it in reference for you guys to show how much I was spending on myself, right? So for those of you guys that are thinking, oh, you must have been eating out or something. Bro, I took living below your means too literally. There's a saying as well, stay down till you come up. I literally stayed down before I came up. And I remember as well, when I hit my first ever 10K month, I was speaking to my friend SB. I was like to him, yo, should I move out of the shed? I think it's time for me to move out. I can get in a better environment. It will be better for the content. And he goes to me, brother, right now you've got this amount stacked to your name. If you go ahead and put all this on 6 months rent up front, you're not in a safe position, you're not stable. He told me word for word, when you leave that shed, get out of that shed and never go back. I ended up staying down, like I said, for longer. And then after that, consistently I was clearing multiple 5-figure months of trading, and then I made the move to Dubai. I had a little stack, I had enough money to go ahead and float around for 6 months if I was to go broke and stop making any money, and made the move over to Dubai. I had to come back with some family problems, and as I came back, alhamdulillah, now living by myself in my own apartment. I bought an M4, which is my dream car. Yeah, I'm a 7-figure funded trader as well. I achieved every single one of them goals on that piece of paper. That's the story of my life over the last year. And another thing as well, I remember I used to think when I was at rock bottom, I used to jump out of the shed at late night, like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, when everyone's sleeping. I used to jump out of the shed, go around the back, and there was a seat around the back of the shed. I used to sit on the seat, and I would just sit there for like 30 minutes, looking up at the sky, looking up at the stars, looking up at the blocks. I used to think like, I wish I could speak to the version of me 1 year from now, aka me now. Like, I just wanted to know if it was worth it. I was never able to do that because I'm not Superman, I don't have superpowers. But I'm telling you guys now, from a person that's grinded a whole year later, speaking to you guys now, understand that in 1 year's time, everything was worth it. The whole entire journey was worth it. Don't quit. I know you're thinking about quitting, don't quit. I know you're thinking, is it worth it? I'm telling you it's worth it. Stay locked in, stay down till you come up. Remember all these lessons I've taught you guys. Live below your means. Don't go out partying, don't go out drinking. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna end up doing something stupid. You know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly where you need to go. Hold yourself accountable. That's one thing I've done a lot. I held myself accountable for everything that ever happened in my life, good or bad. Anything good that would happen, yep, that's my fault. Anything bad that would happen, yep, that's my fault. Another thing as well, just dropping just straight. I'm just dumping my brain on you guys. Another thing as well, look at the khair in every single situation. Look at the good. There's a good that comes out of every single situation, good or bad. The worst thing could ever happen to you, I'm telling you now, there's something good that came out of the situation. For example, you cracked your phone, okay, that taught you maybe to not be so careless. For example, you got in a car crash, it might have saved you from something better. Just the other day, I'll tell you guys straight, I got in a car crash, and it was the day I was meant to pick up my M4, and I wasn't in my M4. I remember after the crash, I came home, and instead of crashing out and bugging out, I just thought, like, alhamdulillah, like, I crashed the day I was meant to pick up my dream car in not my dream car because my dream car got delayed. And I just said, alhamdulillah, what did Allah do? Gave me all that money back. All the money I had to pay for all the expenses, Allah gave it back just like that. Because I passed the test. Allah was saying, are you going to be grateful or are you going to be ungrateful? Are you going to see that I saved you from crashing in your dream car the day you were meant to get it? Or are you going to look at the fact that you crashed in a car and now you had to pay a couple grand in expenses? Alhamdulillah, I passed that test and Allah gave me back the money just like that. Another thing as well, money will come and go. Do not stress about money. Do not stress about a situation that is not in your hands. Stressing over money is the most stupidest thing you could ever do. Money will generally come and go. Now I've generally got to the point where I've done my job, of course, I've tied my camel, like I've played my part, but I no longer stress about money. I no longer stress about anything. I became so detached to things, and that's became the biggest blessing that's probably ever happened in my life, because whenever something bad happens, I don't let it get to me. And what does that do? What does that allow me to do that for those of you guys out there that are attached to money can't do? It allows me to go ahead and make the most logical, based decision that I can go ahead and do. It allows me to make the best move on the chessboard. You guys are attached, you're all emotionally invested, like, oh, I have to make this funded account work, I have to do X, Y, Z. You'll never make it because you're attached. Detach yourself from the outcome, focus on the process, and you'll get there. It's inevitable. It's generally inevitable. I'm just trying to give you guys just some hope. For those of you guys that are in my position I was in a year ago, it feels like I'm speaking to the younger version of me. Detach yourself from the outcome, yo. Have a good heart, have pure intentions. Be a good person overall, man. Just be a good person, put in the grind, do the work. Hold yourself accountable. Don't be lazy. Don't let yourself slack. Don't let yourself loose. The days that you're slacking, catch yourself. Hold yourself accountable, because no one will hold you accountable. It's all in due time. Let time do the heavy lifting. In trading, let capital do your heavy lifting. Some things generally just take time, and understand the whole entire process is making you into the man you need to be to go ahead and do the things that you want to go ahead and do. If you guys somehow managed to get this far, if you guys want more content like this as well, comment the word blue pen. Nevertheless, it's been your boy on FX. Take care, my people.